surprise. I'm going live. I have a lot of stuff to do today, but I wanted to come live. I wanted to go live. Okay, let me get things situated in here. There we go. Details. We'll go over here. Let's go live on Instagram. Okay. Hello, Allison's Vintage Attic. We're sorry, let me get this. Hello, good morning. Do you have your caffeine? I was talking to Jilly, Eclectic Avenue this morning, and I thought, I just want to go live. We're gonna go live because I want to talk about what's going on tonight to make sure that you guys are all aware of some things that are coming up very, very soon here on virtualantiquemarketplace.com. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching on Facebook, hello, good morning. I hope you guys are all having a great Wednesday. You're caffeinated. Hi, Katie. You're caffeinated. You're having a good week. It's been a difficult and weird and trying week for me, but they be like that sometimes. But tonight, I'm going to go live at 5:30 with Sam from Vintage Jewelry Addicts. Good morning, Lori. And we are having a cross marketplace sale here on both Vamp and on VJA. So that we're going to kick it off at 5:30. I'm having a sale at 6, and it's all figurines. They're all right here, but they're all in my catalog too. So I know, Willie. I didn't tell you. I talked to Willie this morning too, and he didn't even know I was going to go live, but here I am. So they're all figurines tonight. I got to get this off of, there we go. They're all figurines tonight, at least on my sale. So there's a lot of great things that are happening tonight. And next week, next Tuesday, I'm going to be having a sale, a duo sale with Jay, Harper's Things Vintage. And we are doing, I got to look at the name because I'm going to muck it up. Let me look at the name. We're going to do a fundraiser sale for Jay is very, very involved in, where is that mess? There it is. In a local charity. It's 209 Gives. 209 Gives. Oh, I just now popped on here. So there's a link. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put this link, if I can, copy it. I'm going to put it in the YouTube chat. I'm going to pin it. So this is a link that you can go to if you want to make a donation to, there it is. Yeah. To the charity. It is 209 Gives, and it's for Better World Rescue. Yeah, she's the puppy and kitty cat guardian. Hi, LaDonna. I know LaDonna and Cheryl are having a sale at noon. But it's Better World Rescue, and what they do is they help. They've rescued 261 animals from local shelter euthanasia list, and they've helped 82 low-income, high-risk animals be spayed and neutered. They're dedicated to helping both shelter pets find loving homes. Jay is she's a foster mom for this rescue, and she does a lot of work for them. So we're gonna do a fundraiser on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So it is going to be, I'm trying to figure out exactly how. I think I'm going to have at least 2 items that sorry, let me turn my sound off of my phone. 2 items at least that 100% of the sale, 100% of the sale will go to the rescue. So we will provide a link. So if you want to donate to the rescue, Jay, a 20% or 20 or 25, I think it's 20% is what she said, of everything that she sells will be going towards the rescue. 25%. And she's going to do free shipping and a little bonus gift in your package if you send a screenshot that you have proof of a donation. So I provided the link in the YouTube chat. If you wanted to take a look at that, you can You can donate now. You can donate anytime if you want to. It doesn't have to be on Tuesday. But if you are an animal lover and you want to help out some animals, it would be a great local charity. She lives in kind of Northern California. So if you want to, that's going to happen on Tuesday. So I'm not going to be doing buyer's choice. It's going to be a sale, but it's going to be for a good cause. Good morning, Perla. All right. Hi, Beth. Also, if you are watching on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, you can't see all of the chat. So I see Beth is over on YouTube. So Beth, you can watch on YouTube, girl, but you can't see that Willie's over here, Pearl is in here, Rhonda's in here, Beth's purple bandana. We got a lot of people in the chat here over on Vamp. So come on over. Also, Amy and I are going to be doing something fun here coming very, very soon. Enamor, Amy and I. So I'm not ready to make the announcement for it yet because we're still working on the details, but it's going to be another chat. So we're going to have a chat, not a sale. We're just going to hang out. It's going to be hangout time. Hi, Nikki Mas. You know what I should be doing right now? My shipping. But I wanted to go live. Honestly, going live, the vlogging and going live and spending this time with you is one of my favorite things. Can we run static auctions that day and target? You know what? I don't know. LaDonna, we're going to mud wrestle. It's going to be live mud wrestling. Willie, you weren't supposed to tell anybody. You ruined it, Willie. And we're going to be in our bikinis too. Could you imagine? But that would get you some views. No, we're not going to be mud wrestling. Not all of us look like LaDonna in a bathing suit on the beach, you know? So I don't know. LaDonna, maybe send Jay. There's Amy. Willie let out the secret. He said he told everybody what we're doing. I haven't told anybody yet because we are honestly trying to figure it out ourselves. Willie let the cat out of the bag. He told everybody that we're going to be mud wrestling live. No, it won't be that. I promise. It won't be that. So maybe if you, LaDonna, actually, you know what? Amy and I are going to a flea market and it's probably going to be a little muddy there. So we may unintentionally be mud wrestling at the flea market. We'll see. Battle of the Bucks and Blondes. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That would be pretty funny, but no, it's not going to be that. I promise it's not going to be that. So LaDonna, message Jay and see if that would be possible. I don't know. Possibly, maybe. Yeah, LaDonna and I are going to go. LaDonna and I are going to Ireland. LaDonna, I have 2 meetings today with Trova Trip. And LaDonna and I are going to Ireland. LaDonna, I'm going to Ireland. With Trova Trip, and there's 15 other people that are going with us as well. I leave on May 17th. I'm going to be vlogging the whole time. But LaDonna, we were looking last night at least at one of the hotels that we're staying at. I believe in when we're on our way to, gosh, I can't remember which little town it is. But it is, there are, where we're staying at, just 3 or 4 blocks down, there's 10 antique stores. Now, I am not under any kind of understanding that we're going to be able to buy a lot of this stuff because some of them looked a little frou-frou, but I think it's going to be really, really interesting to go in and see antiques in another country. So I'm really excited just for the experience of it all. And we're going to go into every single one. I know. I forgot about that. And Cheryl Mason lives in England and she's going to come over and meet us too. Dolo. Now we will have a local guide, but we do have our evenings free. So we have our itinerary, and the itinerary, LaDonna, is locked in. So what we see on the itinerary is actually what we're doing when we're there. like, because sometimes it can change, but it's not, it's like what it is now. So, and Susan, Two Glassy Sisters, she's going to Ireland with us too, but we're going to every single one. And I'm going to be connecting with our local guide that we're going to be with here very soon. And so I'm going to make sure that they're like, well, we're antique people. I mean, we love antiques. We're not antique people, but we like to look at the antiques. So, hi, Nanner. Nan is everybody's Nana. She's not just little Jakey's. Now, she's got 2 grandkids now. I don't remember. I only remember little Jakey. Nan, what's the other baby's name? But Nan is everybody's Nana. Finley and Zachy. I had a student named Finley, and she was a hoot. She was a hoot. LaDonna, I'm nervous about flying. I kind of hope that we don't have any problems flying until after the trip is over. So at least we can get an enjoyable trip on. I'm very nervous about it, about the flying part. And I know I like the history of antiques and how they are still here, and they have not, like, obviously I haven't touched them and they haven't gotten broken, but I'm with Willie. Like, give me the dime store kitsch over the antiques. Give me this. Give me this over antiques. That's just me. That's my aesthetic. I want the definition of kitsch is in bad taste. That's me. I meant bad taste. But I love it. I think you should fill your house with all things horrible. I love antiques. That's for my world travels. We always were in historical places. I know I love the story and the history, and I can appreciate antiques. It's just not my, it's just not what I decorate my home in. And I honestly, I still buy it for resale, but like, I'm looking here. You know what? Let's just go on a walk. Oh, good grief. We're going to go on a walk. Here we go. I can't be on here for very long, guys, because I have to get my shipping done. But if I'm showing you the things that I'm going to be selling next week, it's not any of it. None of it is antiques. But here, I'll show you. This is a little sneak peek of the things that, look, that there's a big kitschy Dalmatian dog that would love a home. He's so, you can't even see. He's so cute. This is antique, close to antique, but it's still kind of kitschy. Jamie. See? Hand painted Nippon. Yeah, nothing's like, it's all. I love all this stuff, but there's like these little, oh gosh, why did it get really dark there for a minute? Sorry. No, I'm not going to ship the floor lamp. And like the radios, those are mine. See, this is my little area that I set up for me. This is where I take pictures for Vamp and for eBay. Right here, I do like move that ring light right there, aim it towards there. These little girls, they did not sell on YouTube yesterday. These are very hard to find alter egos. So I'm going to take pictures and list them on Vamp and on eBay. Yeah, they didn't sell. Those were really hard to find, and they're in really good condition. But yeah, this is my small little Cabbage Patch collection. I got another one, but she's a dirty girl and she needs to be cleaned. Hi, Tippy. I have her laying on the shelf because I kind of don't want to touch her right now, honestly, if I'm quite honest. But these are all these dolls are clean. But I bought them that way. Jamie, you remember that hat? I think I bought that hat from you, Jamie. But it's now my Cupies. And Cheryl sent me that necklace, and it's on my. I did. Oh, Tippy, Christy. I opened it up I talked about it in my vlog today that went up this morning. That I did. You're always so thoughtful and so sweet. There's my baby dear. That's the book that inspired the baby. That's the baby. Put your hat. Let's fix your hat. There we go. I am Craig. I am. Okay, we can go back over here now. You might, you're going to get jostled around. So if you get motion sickness, cover your eyes now. Hang on. I'll plug you in too. And this here stand, it's a little touchy. Okay. He has a lot of kids. I'm really excited. Princeton has always been a really fun place. We get there very early and we're usually done by noon. So we get there, we get there really, really early. The nice thing about it though, I don't know, Mark and I really haven't talked about it, but we kind of thought that we might, he has every other Friday off and he has this Friday off. So we kind of talked about maybe going in, doing some shopping, maybe down in Illinois, kind of southern Illinois, and then go to the flea market as early as we can in the morning. So I don't know what we're going to do yet because I have to get, if I do that on Friday, then I have to work on Sunday. I have to prepare things for the following week. If I can't get it done, then I wouldn't have to work on Sunday. And I try to take Sundays off, but I might have to work if we decide to do that this Sunday. So, so tonight, this is the cross marketplace collaboration. So there you can go over to Vintage Jewelry Addicts, that marketplace, and join the marketplace so you can go and check out the catalogs from the sellers over there. If you've got something going on and you can't make it to the sales tonight, it is always, I do this a lot too. If you're looking for something or you see something that you like, and that's why it's really important for sellers to have their catalogs loaded, because what I do, and let me know if you buy often on Vamp, let me know if you do. I look through the catalogs and I see things that I like. I'll go ahead and put in a pre-bid or a max bid, knowing full well that I'm probably not going to be at the sale, because I like my evenings where I don't work. Well, where I might be editing a video, but I keep my evenings, like I leave here between 5 and 6, and then I go home and make dinner, and then I don't want to work for the rest of the night unless I'm editing a video. But if you aren't loading up your catalog prior to your sale, you're lessening your chance of making a sale. So the effort and the amount and the effort and energy that you put into it could help you in the long run. And I have to stop feeling like I'm responsible for people if they're not making a sale, when they're not utilizing all of the tools that are in their toolbox to be able to use. That's just what I'm going to throw out there for that. Hi, Karen. So check out the catalogs, put in your pre-bids, put in your max bids. I like to use a max bid for myself because it kind of keeps me, if I see something that I like and I know, okay, I like this. Sometimes when we are in an auction, we spend a little bit more than now I'm saying this because I benefit and other sellers benefit if you spend a little bit more than what you thought. But if you're trying to really set a budget for yourself, utilizing the max bid button is great, because the programming will automatically bid for you. And so you can kind of give yourself that cap. It's just like when I go to an actual auction, I have in my mind a number that I don't want to go over. Sometimes somebody else will be bidding on it and I'm like, not today, lady. And then I'll bid again. And then I'm like, not today. And then I bid again. And then after I'm over, I'm just like, well, that's more than what I wanted to spend. So if you're utilizing the max bid option, then it gives you that buffer to be like, to rein it in a little bit. I'm making a promo now on Instagram of what I'm bringing for sure. Yeah, I know. Listen, you aren't going to go wrong when you attend a sale with LaDonna, because LaDonna always brings awesome, awesome things. She's got a really, really good eye. The bad thing about doing a duo sale right now is that the co-host isn't able to load up the catalog. So when someone is doing a duo sale, Cheryl has her catalog loaded. When she's there and when she invites LaDonna on, that's when LaDonna adds her things to the catalog. So make sure that you're checking out LaDonna's Instagram so you can get a little bit of a preview of the items that she'll be putting there. Hi, Jean. Okay, I'm making sure. Oh, you know what? I should look at this on here. I can see the chat so much better. See, what I do when I'm having my live sales is and I'm normally not sitting over here, but I've got my iPad and then I have my computer right there, which you can't use. You can't use it for the vamp sound. Trust me, I try. I'm like, oh, I can't use this. But it lets me be able to see what the viewers are seeing, and I can look at the chat a little bit easier, and I'm not paying attention to it if I don't see it on the screen. So that's just what I do. So if you are a seller and you're only using your phone and you have a desktop or a PC or a laptop, it's kind of a good idea to have it on the side there just so you can see what everybody else is seeing. And then, since I boost it and I multicast, I got to get it going on Instagram. I got to make the settings on YouTube. Facebook is easy. I just hit the little toggle, just hit the little toggle and it goes and it shows up. Okay. So also if you are watching on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, I see a lot of people who show up at the YouTube sales a lot, but I don't see them a lot at the Vamp sales. So I'm just curious as to why. Do you not want to put in your information? Because it's the same as, we use the same payment processor as Amazon. So if you buy something on Amazon, it's no different. It's the same processor. So you've got protection. It's not some, weird, obscure processor that's going to steal your information. It's the same. Hi, Karen. It's the same processor that Amazon uses. So, and you only have to do it one time. And honestly, as a seller, I love selling on Vamp because I don't ever have to send an invoice. I don't ever have to wait on somebody to send me their information. And during the auctions, if you are watching as a buyer, there's no lag. There's no sniping. There is no countdown. I can have a sale in an hour and go through almost 20 lots of items in an hour. And also when I'm shipping it, it takes me half the time. I usually, today I should be doing my shipping right now, but I will do my YouTube sales shipping first because it's a pain in the butt to do that shipping, because it's a whole process, because I got to send an invoice. And I actually had an item that nobody paid for last week. They never paid for it. I got their information. They sent me their information. I sent them an invoice. I've sent them reminders and emails and yada, yada, yada. They never paid for it. So you don't have to worry about that on Vamp, because when someone buys an item, they've paid for it. And the nice part about it too, as a buyer, if you buy multiple items, then your shipping is highly discounted. So sometimes if you're at a live sale, or if you're going through someone's virtual booth and they're not live, if you're just strolling through their booth, because that's what we do on Vamp. Everybody has it's a virtual antique mall. So every seller has a virtual antique booth. And it's curated, and it is, they're bringing the items that kind of represents them and their brand. And this is their YouTube. YouTube was a little jumpy, so come over here. Karen, whenever I'm live on Vamp and you have a Vamp account, you should always be on Vamp, because you will only see the YouTube comments. But see, now you didn't see most of any of these comments over on YouTube, because everybody's over here on Vamp. YouTube, there's a lag, and it is annoying. And that's why we do the countdowns. And that's why we do the just in cases, because people would complain that, well, I can never buy anything, or Willie's buying everything because he's got faster internet than me. So that's why we do the countdown. But over on Vamp, you don't ever have to worry about a countdown. There is an automatic countdown. And so you can see it on the screen and it counts it down. And if you bid, it's a soft close. There is an option where sellers can do sudden death, which that means there's no countdown. Once the bidding is over, the bidding is over. I've tried it a couple times. I don't really care for it, but it is just another tool that a seller has in their seller toolbox that they can use if they want to. So it's a streamlined way to buy and sell vintage antiques. Hi, Beth. Yeah, you know what though too? It is pretty easy. Like Beth, you can go in and you can change your little icon. You can change your name. You can kind of as a buyer, you can kind of create your own little like we've got Janet and and I told her, I said, every time you come in, I immediately think about the meatloafs, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Damn it, Janet. And she's changed your name to Damn It, Janet. And I love that. So you can kind of make your own little buying profile too, if you want to. You don't have to. But sometimes people will come in and their name is like ISO 457999425. And when you're trying to say thank you to people, you're just like, thank you, 5471945. So it's your vamp identity, right, Karen? It's your vamp identity. It's really easy, Beth, I promise. You just go in, if you go into your account on the I believe it's this way on all of the devices, on the very, very right-hand side in the very, very top corner, you'll see your little round icon. And right now yours is just a little kissy emoji. Sometimes they're not the emojis are kind of like puking or something like that, but yours is kind of nice. Then you can follow that. You click on your little button and it'll say settings. And then you go into your settings and that's where you can upload a profile picture. You can do your name. You can even do a little bio. You can put your phone number, but I don't recommend that you do that. Don't put your phone number in. Okay. You don't need to do that. But that's just how you do it. Hi, Patty girl. Hi, Nelda. Nelda, you are on YouTube. I see you on YouTube, Nelda. You come over to virtualantiquemarketplace.com so you can see everybody in the chat. Oh, thanks. They're from Temu, which none of us are going to be able to buy from anymore. As of this Friday. I meant to wear these yesterday. Actually, I have Earth Day earrings and I completely forgot about, but then I just got these. So I thought, that's a little earthy. We'll wear those. And since I was wearing green today too. So let's see what else. Amy, what else should we talk about? I was talking to Jilly this morning and her and I were just talking. Jilly, Eclectic Avenue, she's an admin over on Vamp. And we were talking and I was just like, I'm just going to go live right now and have a little chat. I would love to see, and I'm going to really try to do this. I have a lot to do today, but I'm going to try to, I think it's fun to maybe, even just if it's just like for an hour, which is what my goal was for today in the mornings. I'm going to try to do this. I will try to do it tomorrow. Well, I am going live from the Antique Mall tomorrow at noon, but maybe we can have our caffeine together. Hi, Carrie. We can have our caffeine together. So I'm going to really try to just pop on and have like a little, we can just have our caffeine. I'm going to try to do it a little earlier than what I did today. But we could just have like some little caffeine time together, energize our day, talk about things that are going on. It may not happen every day, but I love coming on here and talking to you. Today's my last day. Where are you? Are you moving up near your kids, Karen? If I had my choice of anywhere, well, that's good because you're up there all the time anyway. You might as well just live there. But Greenwood is a great area. My daughter lives in Greenwood. And if I had my choice of anywhere to live in Indiana, I probably would. Best wishes for a new beginning. That's right, Karen. But you know what? She's going to be close to her grandkids and her kids. So she's going to be happy. But Greenwood is great though, because there's everything there. They've got the bins there. They got lots of Goodwills there. They've got every restaurant you could ever imagine there. They got multiple Targets. They got Sam's Club. They got Costco. They got everything. They have a Swig. Do you all know what Swig is? It just opened. They do have a Sonic. They don't have a Sonic down here. There is a Sonic there. Willie has to go to Sonic to get his Diet Cokes. How many Diet Coke? Willie, let everybody know. I already know the answer to this. Willie goes to Sonic every morning. Willie, how many Diet Cokes do you buy when you go to Sonic every day? I shouldn't be talking because, daily sip. 4. 20. Well, Will, you can't go live near Amy. You can't go live near Amy because she's 2.5 hours away. The closest one I think to where I am is down in French Lick, Indiana. French Lick has a Sonic. Now, the thing that I liked about Sonic, they got cherry limeades. Willie, you should get a cherry limeade and have them add extra cherries. Isn't Sonic where everyone was getting the dirty Dr. Peppers? Was that from Sonic? I had a dirty Mountain Dew. Emma and I and Colin went out to eat, and they had dirty Mountain Dews, and I thought, I haven't had Mountain Dew in a long time. I'll try it. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. I hated it. Listen, French Lick is amazing. That's where Larry Bird is from. He's the hick from French Lick. There, and believe it or not, Larry Bird's museum, because I've been kind of thinking about going and visiting the museum and vlogging it. It's not in French Lick. It's in Terre Haute. Terre Haute, because that's where he played college basketball. And that's kind of where he was discovered. So it's in Terre Haute. And believe it or not, I know French Lick is amazing. There's a casino, and then West Baden is like the little neighbor. I did a whole vlog. If you go to the Misty channel, I did a whole vlog in West Baden at the that's where tomato juice was invented. Well, I mean, that's where like the idea of drinking tomato juice was invented. They've got mineral springs that smell like farts there. It's great. People used to drink that nasty water too. And it turns out, because it said it gave them energy and it gave them, these special powers. Well, it turns out it's full of lithium. And it made them go, that was the whole thing. It made you go, like in multiple ways. Go. With your energy and your farting and your cleaning things out. And you can still smell the sulfur smell when you're walking around the grounds of the West Baden Dome. It's a beautiful hotel, and it's very haunted. It's very haunted, right? Beth, we're on the same brain wavelengths. Beth, are you going to go down to Princeton this weekend? It's very haunted, and it's haunted by the man who built it. And he used to ride his horse around, and they say that sometimes you can hear the horse hoof prints at night. I would love that. You're gonna say, Beth, are you? Oh yeah. You're gonna be inside, aren't you, Beth? Amy always goes inside before me because I'm with Mark, and Mark wants to go outside before he goes inside. But Amy goes inside before she goes outside. So maybe I can convince him to go inside before we go outside. I don't know. Yep, you're in I call it, it looks like a big skating rink building. Whenever I see that building, I think, is there a skating rink in here? Doesn't it look like there should be like a skating rink, like an ice skating rink in that building? It always that's what my brain always thinks to, you can ice skate in here. It does. They got really clean bathrooms though. That's where you want to go to the bathrooms. And apparently they've added more booths and it's sold out. My only complaint about the flea market is they need more food vendors. That's my only complaint. There needs to be more options as far as food, because there's not. You can get a hot dog, a corn dog, a hamburger. The corn dogs are really good though. I do always get a corn dog, but they need more options. Like we need cheese curds. Or since we go so early in the morning, they have a really good coffee truck that comes, but we need like donuts, like little hot donuts. The chicken salad and the Toyota. See, I always go to the outside stuff. They do need churros. And they need, what else? Well, they need more fried food, like fried veggies. There is mini donuts? There is mini donuts. You're right. I got those last time. You're right. There is mini donuts. Anyway, it is pretty good. Okay, I need to I meant to get a hold of them Because I like to, and Amy does too. We both like to film there to help promote their show, because they do run a really good. The show is a really nicely ran and organized flea market. It is one of our favorites that we go to. So Susie does a good job. She is very well organized. There have been other flea markets that I kind of just won't go to anymore because they are not organized, and she is there. That flea market is very, very organized. And I know that you can go. Beth, do they still allow you to go like the day before and shop when people are setting up? I don't like to do that. We did it one year. I don't like to do it because it would make me mad if I pay extra for the early bird on Saturday morning, but it would make me mad if I was setting. Beth, let me know. Does it make you mad? Like, does it irritate you when you're setting up your booth and you got these people that are like, how much is that? 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 Yeah. See, I don't like that, because I feel like since you are hi H, it's nice to see you too. You're really, and Beth's booth is finely curated. So she's got a really beautiful curated booth. She's spending time. Thought processes are going in of where she wants this and where she wants that. And she has a vision for this and a vision for that. And then someone's like, how much is that? How much is that? How much is that? That's irritating. So that just is very uncomfortable for me. So I would just much rather, I still like to go early and get there as soon as they open for the early bird. And then, you get what you get. That's like I used to say when I would teach preschool, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit, because we are all scavengers, and we are all like, when the doors open, you're like, oh, am I going to get to? Because you're like, people are going to get the stuff that I want. You get what you get. And if you are meant to find this great treasure, then you're meant to find it. But you can't be in 5 different places at one time. And everybody wants to get what they want to get, and there isn't anything you can do about it. It's a vulture mode. It really is. My frustration is when there are 0 priced items. I know that there are a couple of vendors. Beth is not one of them, but there are a couple of vendors that do that. And I think it's just like they set up at so many different markets and their inventory changes all the time. So they're just like, ask about it. I don't really have a problem with that, because if I ask how much something is and they give me a price, then I'm like, okay, well, we're going to dicker right now because you don't have it priced. So if they say, oh, $15, I might be, would you do 12? And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. Oh yeah. See, I don't want to be that person, that would be irritating. But yeah, I mean, I get the reason why people don't price things is because they're tearing it down, they're putting it up, tearing it down, putting it up. And honestly, if they're traveling all over the country and they're setting up in different regions, the price points are probably going to change. So if they are in Indiana and they're thinking that, okay, this is Indiana, but then if they're in like New York, or if they're in California, or if they're in Florida, if they're in different areas or different regions, they can get a little bit more for it. So I kind of get it from the vendor standpoint, but I also get it from the buyer standpoint. But use that opportunity to then negotiate. And sometimes they don't want to negotiate, and then you just put it down and you just walk away. You put it down and you walk away. Amy can be in 5 different places simultaneously at an estate sale. It is her magic power. It is her magic. There used to be a show, and I yet never called it dickering, but there used to be a show, and I think it was called something like, I don't remember. It's not on anymore, but it was sort of like American Picker-esque, but it was like different people, and they would go and they would go and buy things, and you dicker. You just dicker, which means you're like, will you take this? It's a bargaining thing. Dicker and deal. That's why he likes this. Like, wait, that's George. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He does the same thing. And that's why. And And I understand why he does that, because it is very different. And you're setting up, you're traveling all over, setting up, putting down, and you're in different regions, in different areas, and you can get different prices in different regions and different areas. So I understand that point of it. Hi Sharon. I watched a vendor tell different people different price for the same item, so always deal with them a bit. Yep. I've noticed a lot of booth owners taking offers recently. The primitives peeps are happy to sell off the kitsch. Yeah, see, that's why I myself love a vendor mall, a random vendor mall. And some vendor mall, Amy has been with me to a vendor mall in, gosh, where is it at? It's in Madison, Indiana. It's in an old grocery store. And they're still like, you know, where you go into a grocery store and they have the, you got to look past the underpants and the bras, but they have it's like where your produce is, like where your fruits and vegetables, they've kept all those things in there. And that's a booth. And like it says produce, it's bananas when you go in there and you see it, because you're like, well, this here is a grocery store, but they've turned it into a flea market. And it's a little grimy, you know, but I don't mind that. I take things home and clean it up. But I have found some good things in there. And a lot of times if you go into, there's like one particular booth, I remember I have found some things and they sell all like fatigues. So it's all like camo fatigues and, you know, this, that, and the other. It's an experience. It is an experience. But I have found like really good kitsch, because they don't care about that. They want to sell the fatigues. Is that you and Mark? Oh yeah, a company reached out to me. They wanted to do a bobblehead for me, and I'm like, sure. And I sent them a picture. This looks nothing like us. It doesn't look anything like us. I mean, why? Hey, everybody. But I mean, it's still cute. I sent them a picture, and like they didn't put glasses on me. They didn't. So we had to do some edits, because what they had sent to me really didn't look anything like us. But it's fun. They don't look anything like us, but it's pretty cute. Yeah, Mark. I mean, look at we got Cousin Eddie shoes on. Look at our shoes. Those are Cousin Eddie shoes, if I ever saw. But I mean, it's cute. But I don't know why why do I smell things? I don't know. I don't know why I smell things. So I wanted to say too, real quick, is I put up a video today that I'm kind of nervous about, because a lot of it is hormonal. I get it, but I've just been going through some emotional things. And so please, I've been very nervous about the video, because I don't want people to take the things that I've said the wrong way. And it's very much a video. It's not a shopping video. It's very much a combination of the Misty show and the Thrifter Junker video combined into one. I did a little bit of an Old Navy haul, which, oh my gosh, I love. Old Navy is on point this spring with their clothes. They are on point. And if you can go, and they don't even know who I am, but I mean, I just like Old Navy, but I went to the outlet and everything was 50% off, and they've got the cutest stuff. Oh, okay. I like this. Okay. As a buyer, I've had a Vamp account for quite some time. However, I experienced quite a lag during the live sales on the audio-visual side, whether on my cell phone, laptop, rendering it pretty much unwatchable. It's unfortunate. I'd like to support you more on this platform. Okay, so what you can do when that happens, there is a little thing at the top. It'll say report a problem. Use that. Click on that little button and report that problem. You could even, what you just told me, you can even send support a message, and they will see what's going on. Sometimes there might be a glitch. And I think I don't know this for sure, but I think that if you are on, I know that, what are those things called? Not Chromebook. Chromebook can be a little wonky on it. But you said whether on my cell phone or laptop, rendering it pretty much unwatchable. Well, when that happens, hit that support. Also, I go up my cell power and use Wi-Fi to help with the lag. Okay. Yeah, see, I report those problems. They are really good at trying to figure it out. So report that. Sometimes it's always good, and LaDonna can attest to this because she's in IT. Send, like, if you're having a problem, like if it's wonky, take a screenshot of it and send that as a photo so they can see. But that will help. So report any of problems like that. LaDonna says, I gave mom a lecture in my latest haul video last week, abiding by my family's wishes and your YouTube content to not being the priority. I'll probably wait. I gave a mom lecture in my latest haul this week by abiding by family's wishes and your YouTube content not being the priority. It is, I don't know if you guys have noticed, a couple people told me, you remember when I was first doing vlogs, like Mark never wanted to be on camera. Like he would run from it. He's getting much more comfortable with it. And I love that because eventually, because when Mark retires, I'm retiring from reselling. I won't be reselling. And we got 9 years. So y'all got at least 9 more years. Cause sometimes I think about doing something different a lot. But when he retires, I'm retiring from reselling, and we'll be doing the travel vlogs because we're selling everything and we're buying an RV. And he will be in those videos because he's going to talk about like the technical aspects of living in an RV and traveling, and like the how to maintain things for whatever that's going to be his portion of it. And then I'm like I say all the time, you didn't miss anything. We're talking about nothing, Jilly, really. We're just chatting. Like I tell Emma all the time, when Emma was like, when we were planning her wedding, and I'm like, I'm not good at this. I am not good at planning and coordinating. That is not in my wheelhouse. I will be the entertainment. And I was at her reception because the pictures took for so long. The pictures were forever. And I was like, I got all this cake. People are going to leave. People are going to leave because the pictures are taking so long. I don't want to take any of this cake home with me. So I'm like, every 5 minutes, I'm getting the microphone and I'm like, hey guys. Because I didn't want them to leave. I was trying to be the entertainment so people wouldn't leave, because we still hadn't done the first dance. We hadn't done anything because they were still taking pictures. So, sometimes you just got to be the entertainment. Hey, girl. I totally get feeling burnt out. It does. Absolutely. It absolutely does affect it, no matter what. And it's not just reselling. But I will say, and I think a lot of you that do resell, it is much harder. It is much harder. It's much harder to find things that you can sell. I honestly, I'm just gonna be honest. I had a horrible YouTube sale yesterday. It was not good. It was not good. And Amy, she didn't have a good sale. I mean, it is getting very hard. It is hard to find things that you can make a profit on. And sometimes you're buying things and you break even on it, or you lose money on it if you're selling it for kind of what you sold it for, because then you have to take in your shipping, your time, and all of those sorts of things. So it is getting really, really hard, and it's getting hard for everybody. So if you are a smaller seller, or you're just beginning out and you don't have a following, and you're not making sales, just please understand that it's like that for all of us. A lot of us are having problems. I will say that I think with the things that are going on with the economy, if you are a clothing seller, you're going to be doing pretty good. You're going to be doing good, because I think secondhand clothing is going to increase in value. I really do think that. I'm not a clothing seller, and I will not sell. I done it. It's not for me. But I think that secondhand clothing is going to be where it's at, I think, lately. I wanted to see what LaDonna said. Was it about, okay, I gave, what'd she say? She said the resellers wanted content for their channels and the family did not want a hoarder house filmed. Why make why make the YouTubers mad? I don't, wait, the resellers wanted content for their channels. Oh, so LaDonna, you were saying that there were other resellers there that were filming and the family did not want that and they did it anyway. Is that what you were saying? That's gross. You have to abide by people's wishes. I still will ask if I can film when I go into places because you're going into somebody else's business or their home. That's why, I mean, we don't have estate sales here, but you know, it's kind of iffy even filming at estate sales because that's somebody's private business and maybe it's a very emotional time and it's a very hurtful time for families. And if they see like somebody going in and filming their nana's lively possessions, that can be very hurtful. So I think that that's rude. Not everything has to be content. It's coming from me that I'm an open book. I share pretty much everything. But I know that like my daughter does not like to be on film. And if I had kids, they would not be in my videos. You have to have a sense of consent for people. And, you know, if I see someone out and I'm filming and they're like, you'll always ask, you know, is it okay that you're in the, you know, and they're like, oh yeah. So that's just me. That's a me thing. I think that's just, it isn't not what everybody does, but that's a me thing. I told them to get over it. It was a personal issue for that family. Be grateful we were allowed to pick. Yeah, I agree. The thing of it is you don't have to film. Hi, Critter Girl. You don't have to film. You don't have, not everything has to be a shop with me video. And I get it. I get a lot of people that are like, well, I will only watch the shopping videos. And I see comments and it's like, I won't watch it if it's not a shopping video. Well, then don't watch it. But not everything has to be a shopping video. So if you're picking things at an estate sale, you don't have to film at the estate sale. Come and film at a haul. I think that we've gotten away from filming a haul. And when you film a haul, you can then, when you're editing it, you can, then it gives you that time to research what the comps are before you list it. And then you can pop that up on the screen and it's going to help maybe somebody else if they've seen an item like that. I spent a lot of the morning this morning on watching Facebook shorts, or what are they called on Facebook? Are they called shorts or reels? You know, those little videos. And I was like, wow, I really like this. It was someone that was going into like Goodwill and they were finding things and they'd pop up on the screen what the sale comps are. I do that in my vlogs when I sell something. I'll pop it up just so people can see what it actually sold for. But I think that we've gotten away from just doing a good old fashioned haul. And the shop with me's can, well, if you film shop with me's, you know, they slow you down. And when I'm shopping with Mark, man, he is ready to, I mean, like he can run through there in no time flat. And when you're filming, it slows you down. And that makes it not fun. And you want to have fun. So that's why I liked when in my videos, I'm trying to combine a little bit of shopping when I do go shopping. Sometimes they are dedicated shop with me videos, but you know, if I run over to Riverside, if I run over somewhere real quick, I'll add a little bit of that, but it doesn't have to be the whole thing. It doesn't have to be a shop. And there isn't any reason to just do a shop with me at the Goodwills here. If you came to the pop-ups and you've been to the Bedford, Indiana Goodwill, there is nothing there. There is nothing there. Lori loves the shop with me videos, and people do. But I think that if you like the shop with me videos and you have a content creator that does a variety, they'll do some shop with me's and some vlogs and some not. It's not nice to go into the comment section and say, I'm not watching this because it's not a shop with me video. I guess that's what I'm saying. Hi, Southern Buckeye. Okay, so H says I'm having absolutely no live whatsoever. It's only with the site browsing live sales. That is weird. Well, I would say though, H, maybe try if you try a different server. This is not my wheelhouse, but Chrome, there's what's the other one? Chrome and what's the other one? Safari. Thank you, Jilly. I couldn't remember. Firefox. So if you maybe try a different internet browser, people have said that helps, but I just do Google. But I don't usually have a problem with it. I like a variety in the videos. Love to see Maybell. Oh my gosh, Maybell. I gotta call the vet. What time? Okay, we're gonna go live until 11 o'clock. And then I gotta go do my shipping. I have a meeting at noon. I got this live at 5:30, a sale at 6. I got another meeting at 7. So after my sale at 6:30, I gotta bust out of here, go to my house because I have and get my computer set up for a Trova Trip meeting at 7. As you have to talk to your provider and have a test run on your speed. Oh, okay. You're talking to H. What else did I miss? Evansville Goodwills are bad too. See, it was Terre Haute. Someone said the Terre Haute Goodwill is pretty good. I always have pretty good luck at the Salem, Indiana Goodwill. And the thing of it is, the manager at the Salem, Indiana Goodwill used to be the manager at the Bedford Goodwill. And when she was manager at the Bedford Goodwill, they were better. Now, they're just not good at all. They're just not good at all. We are not allowed to go to LaDonna's Goodwills. Sometimes you've reached your limit. They will ratchet you down and okay. I get to mop, laundry, water plants. Helen, you get to do all those things? Does Pedro watch you, Helen? Helen, why aren't you on Vamp? We all want to know why you are on Vamp. Have you tried a different browser, Helen? Now see, Lori. No, it's not good at all. Lori, when I went to Colorado, the Goodwills out there were awesome. I like shipped 3 boxes home. They were that good. What's selling best for you now? Well, honestly, I have been doing really well with a little Joseph figurines. I have 2 that I'm selling tonight. These are bells, which I don't normally buy bells, but these are Joseph California. So these are the ones that I get, like when you find it. Listen, Amy might maybe agree with this, but when I find a Joseph California, I sometimes feel like I've died and gone to heaven. That's really kind of stupid, but I know I don't usually buy bells, but Joseph California. It is one of the older pieces made by Joseph. This one's Ding Dong Bell. Ding Dong Bell, but she's a little wedding. She's got her little, and I love that they have got dead eyes. Dead eyes. So I got 2 of those, Ding Dong Bell, and and they've got their original things. And this one's Wedding Bell. Wedding Bell, Ding Dong Bell. But the Joseph Californias, sometimes as soon as I list them, they will sell. I'm really hoping that figurines are going to make a comeback because I love them. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on. Like my sale tonight is all figurines. This girl right here, she's got 5 or 6 bids on her. This is one that I don't see very often. It is Art Gift Corporation from 1956. It's the Angel of Mexico. She's got like 5 or 6 bids. Oh, good. I like to try to help if I can. I don't always have the answers though. Chris says, do you pass when you see them on a video, when you see the video games and action figures and man's clothes? No. In fact, those kinds of things, I do pick up general merchandise when I can. I love finding, I love board games anyway. Like I'm a gamer, so I love playing. So I look for board games a lot for my own personal use. That's like my favorite. Here's a little secret. I don't think I've ever said this before. My favorite section to look in Goodwill when I do go is the games. The games and the plush. Those are my 2 favorite I go there first. This is my two favorite places to look. I love games. And they're games, especially when you find something that's sealed and wrap it in the cellophane. They are easy to photograph and list and sell on eBay. But I showed Jilly this morning, I have a whole tub full of games that I need to start listing those things on eBay. Now I can list them on Vamp too, but the way Vamp works is everything has to be at least 25 years old, and we are an antique mall. So I discourage sellers from listing action figures. Like I just listed some Polly Pockets, so I'm okay with like vintage toys and stuff like that. We're starting to see those pop up a lot in antique malls. It's kind of like, if you think about it, like I remember, 10, 15 years ago in antique malls, you would see toys like from Hopalong Cassidy, Captain Kangaroo, like toys from a different era. You would see that a lot in antique malls, but now we're getting to the area with the toys that we played with when we are young selves. We're not old, but the toys that we played with, those are starting to show up in the antique malls because nobody wants the Hopalong Cassidy, because a lot of those people may not even be around anymore. Like the people that say, "Oh, I remember Hopalong Cassidy," or when I was a kid, but you used to see Hopalong Cassidy all the time, and that era of toys is kind of weighing down a little bit because those people are kind of not, a lot of them are here. But the toys from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, those are becoming really, really popular. I gotta look over here. Not many people I know are into tin toys. I love tin toys, especially the mechanical ones. The creepier ones, the better. The wind-up toys. I don't know. I'm like, and my husband collects Masters of the Universe, and he is into red lines, and I'm always looking for Cabbage Patch. I'm looking for She-Ra. I'm looking for Star Wars figures, because those are the things that we're actually buying and kind of keeping for a little while, at least, for ourselves. So it's fun to find those things. And honestly, it's something that if you are with your partner and you both enjoy those things, it's really fun to go and find those things and seek those things out together. It just, I don't know, it gives you, especially even if you're not like reselling, it gives you a mission. And so like our mission today is to look through these bags at Goodwill and maybe find a red line. But the bags at Goodwill, they used to be $1.99, $2.99. Now they're like $9.99. Why? And coffee mugs used to be 99 cents. Now they're $3.99. And don't blame it on the resellers. It's not the reseller's fault. It's just, it is what it is. You know whose fault it is? Google Lens. Because the Goodwills are looking up values of them. It isn't the reseller's fault. You can't tell. Resellers are trying to save things from being thrown in landfill because there are multiple items that are being thrown away into a landfill. So I'm so sick of the narrative. Well, it's the reseller's fault. No, it's not. It's not the reseller's fault. Goodwill has an overhead as well. And they have to, X, Y, and Z. So, but they're also getting their donations for free. So Aaron says, I have a lot of kitschy stuff left in my resale pile, and I have almost every month of the NAPCO figurines that I want to sell. Would they sell? Well, yeah, they will. The figurines sell very, very well on Vamp. So absolutely. I'm a kitsch girl. And not everybody is, but we have a lot of kitsch collectors that do shop, and they're actively looking for kitsch. And that's why, with Vamp, we're an online antique mall. We're not a flea market. We're not a general merchandise. There isn't anything wrong with that, but it's curated vintage. But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Google Lens is deceptive, because Google Lens tells you what things are listed for, not what they sold for. So if you're using Google Lens to price your items, it gives you an idea, but what I do when I use Google Lens, I'll find it on there and then I copy and paste the title. I put it in eBay and then I filter to sold and see what it's sold for. It's always a good idea to see what things are listed for, because I like to list things for a little bit cheaper than what I see it listed for, because it gives you a little bit of an edge. But people use Google Lens thinking that, well, it's worth this. No, it's not worth that. That's what it's listed at. And so that's kind of what a lot of people, and I see some listings on Vamp and I'm like, well, where in Mars did they get that price point from? Because that's way over what the value is. So use Google Lens to give you a search option. It gives you maybe an identification for the object, but they either use WorthPoint or I don't use WorthPoint. I know a lot of people do. I used to pay for this subscription, but I'm more interested in seeing what is selling today. I don't care what it sold 6 months ago. I don't care what it sold a year ago. I want to know what it is worth right now, because the market changes like we change our stocks. What is valuable because of online selling and live selling. It's changed the cycle of, in my opinion at least, it's changed the cycle of what the values are. Because I had this, we talked about this yesterday, but like, remember when the bluebirds of happiness, my word, you brought a bluebird of happiness, you're going to sell it for $25, $35, $45. Now you can't hardly give them away. They were really hot a year ago. It's a little bit longer than a year ago, but now the moth cans, the fairy lamps. So when we sell them, we kind of oversaturate the market and everybody gets one and everybody wants one. Once everybody gets one and everybody wants them, then everybody has them. So then people move on to something else. I'm hoping people are moving on to figurines, because that's what I love right now. I'm all about figurines. They do. I agree with that, LaDonna. If you're bringing them to your live sales, they're probably not going to do as well because you're in such a niche market. If you put them on eBay, it's more of a worldwide market, and you're probably going to get a little bit more money. And then you're pretty niche when you are selling on here. Yes, Karen says, well, I wish I could highlight the things. My aunt used to price at her thrift, and then I showed her she priced a move. Otherwise, no one was benefiting if it sat there. That's absolutely, honestly, you're not benefiting. Listen, if you overprice your items, you're not benefiting anything, because they're just going to sit there. Someone's going to go, people are going to look for the best deal that they can get. You might get lucky, and someone may be like, oh, I like that, I'm going to get it, I'm not going to shop around. But most people are going to shop around. So you have to have your prices be a little bit competitive. There are so many people that are doing this now that you have to have, whether you're offering free shipping, whether you have to be a little bit competitive, because there is so much competition right now. But honestly, I hate to say this, but I kind of see some of the competition going away a little bit, because it is really tough out there right now, that a lot of people are probably going to stop because they won't be able to do it anymore, because it's getting harder, or they're just kind of done and over it. They're just kind of done and over it. Hi, Jay. I was promoting our sale. I put the link in YouTube for the donation, but I can't remember, Jay. They can donate now if they want to. Chris says, Goodwill's around here don't put anything out good, or they send it to corporate. Yeah, that's the way Indiana does. Indiana's, and I know this because Goodwill tried that. My local Goodwill, okay, you can't donate till the 29th. Can't donate till the 29th. My Goodwill here, they tried to hire me every time I go in. They wanted me to go through the raw donations, and they wanted me to filter out the things that were worth something, and they were going to ship those off to Goodwill online. And I was like, well, first of all, I don't want to work for somebody. And second of all, no. So they go through, they got somebody that goes through the raw donation. Sometimes things will slip by them, because honestly, sometimes you look at something, we all do this. You look at something and you're like, that ain't worth anything. That ain't worth anything, but it is. So sometimes you're like, I'm not even going to look that up because I don't think that's worth anything, but it is. But that's why sometimes you can get something at goodwill, in my opinion. Okay, things are only worth what someone is willing to pay. That is correct, Pumpkin Patch. Yeah, when you bring things to a live, I agree with that. That's kind of the dance as a live seller, that you kind of have to figure out what your price point should be. You don't want to sell things that are under what you don't want to undervalue. And I'm going to say this, I don't care. I'm just going to say this. And I see people bring things to a live auction and they're starting it at $1. They're starting it at $2. They're starting it at $3. Don't do that. Unless you have that you're going to have a big group of people there. Don't do that, because if you sell something for $1 or you sell something for $3, after you pay your fees, you are not making any money off of that item. So why are you doing that? If you just want to donate something, then just go donate it and you don't have to do the shipping. So, and honestly, when someone does that, when they're undervaluing things, then it hurts everybody, because then people are just going to be like, well, that's where you can go get stuff. And then if you try to sell something that's of a higher price, people are going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. You're the dollar person. I think that LaDonna has a good point too. It's okay to give some, especially like if you got something for dirt cheap, like if you found something really, really cool at a garage sale and say it's worth $30 and you paid 25 cents for it and you're starting it at $12. Well, my gosh, you've already upped your profit margin by quite a bit, and somebody's getting a good deal. And if they end up wanting to list it and sell it somewhere else, that's great, but you got what you needed to get out of it. So and there are vamp sellers that do it too, live sellers. And I see someone having dollar starts and I'm like, Lord have mercy. Don't do that. Unless you have the following that people are going to come over and do that, oh, I'm not Kelly. And there's probably a lot of people that are probably like, no, I disagree. And that's okay. I'm just talking from my own experience and what I see. And, I don't want sellers, especially sellers on Vamp, that I feel like I'm responsible for, to undervalue themselves. You're undervaluing yourselves. If you just want to load off stuff and get rid of it, then donate it. Don't waste your time having a live sale selling it for $1 in hopes that it could, I don't know. That's just that's my thing. Okay, let me roll down. Willie says, I'm shameless. I overpay if necessary just to say, oh my gosh, don't do that. We are not special. We put our pants on. I want to say we fart and pick our nose like everybody else does. That's a little weird, but you know me, I'm weird, but we do appreciate that, Willie. But there are going to be times when you have a slower week, or you have a bad week in sales. And then you may think, why am I doing this? We all do it. I do it too. I do it. I'm like, I'm putting all this time in and da 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 da. But I tell you, I've been doing better. My sales have been better on Vamp than any other platform that I sell on. So you just have to stay. But I know that I have a following. But you know what else I do? I multicast. So I am selling when I go live, like I am right now, I'm live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Vamp. So 4 different platforms and I see sellers, maybe they don't understand. You can go in, it tells you step by step in the help of how to multicast. It is super easy. It is not hard. The only one that's a little bit trickier is Instagram, because you got to email yourself 2 codes, copy paste them, but that's not even hard. It's just an extra step. If you're an Android user, you can't do that yet, sadly, but that's hopefully coming very soon. And I agree with what Amy said. I'm not going to undervalue something just to make a sale. Don't, because what's the point in it? You're wasting your time. I don't want to see you do that. I want to see you. I want to see you. Hi, by H. I want to see you go live. If you don't sell anything, you've learned something from going live every time. Maybe you learned how to add something on the fly. Maybe you learned how to do a giveaway. Maybe you're just sitting and you're having a chat and you're just connecting with your viewers. You're multicasting, so you're getting your Instagram followers. And again, if you're watching on Instagram and you're an Instagram seller, you see I'm on Instagram. And you can do this too. You've worked really hard to build up your Instagram following. So the people that are following you on Instagram, you can multicast. So you're having an Instagram sale, but you don't ever have to send an invoice, and you don't ever have to wait on someone to pay. I got people that I have someone that didn't pay me, and that is irritating, and I get it. But you do have to ship within 3 days. That's the complaint I hear a lot from people who buy on Instagram, is they don't get their package for a month. So you do have to ship your item within 3 business days. I try to sell the dollar seller. Wait, I try to tell the dollar sellers that they are causing damage in the long run. I'm not into the volume sales. Yeah, I'm not. There are some people are. Vamp is not the place. I don't want Vamp to be the place, let's say, that you are undervaluing your items because you're undervaluing the whole platform. I don't want Vamp to be known as a place where you can go start something and you can get something for $1. I don't want Vamp to be a place where resellers are buying from other resellers. There's another platform that I'm in a lot of the chat rooms on Facebook, and I see it. And I see other resellers in their content saying, I source a lot of my items from that other marketplace. Not other marketplace, that other platform. It starts with a W. So I don't want that. And I see it, on Vamp, and it doesn't make me happy. But you know what? At the end of the day, if that's what the seller wants to do, then that's their prerogative. Sometimes you don't even get your invoice for them. Yeah, and I've heard that complaint before too. I've had some sellers that say that they won't buy over there anymore. Cough, cough. But I shouldn't say that. There are a lot of wonderful, great, fantastic sellers that sell over on that platform. So I don't want to say that there's not, because there are a lot of really good sellers. And really like good, that aren't devaluing their items, and they get good prices for their items. So I don't want to say that it's everybody. It's not. I think it's mainly a lot of people that are just trying to figure it out. You're just trying to figure it out. And sometimes it's a lesson that you learn. Sometimes it's just a lesson that you learn. I've lost money on many, many, many things, and you learn every time you go live, every time you list something, every time you sell something, ship something, you are learning from that. And, I've been selling on eBay since it began in the early 2000s, not full time, just, cause I've been around antiques my entire life. So you piddle in with it, and you learn every time you learn, and it changes all the time. Just when you think you get used to something, they change the seller dashboard. No, just kidding. When you think you get used to X, Y, and Z, it changes, and things are always evolving. And sometimes that drives us crazy, but everything is a learning process. So every time, even people that have been doing this for a long time, it's still a learning process. See you Saturday, Beth. I know I got to get going too. So I'm going to, I just see myself glitching. Am I glitching for anybody else? Okay. Well, I saw myself. Hi, Gigi. I saw myself glitching. Okay. So if anybody has any questions or comments or anything like that, I am trying to work on, I've got some ideas and some things that are coming in the pipeline, that I've been talking to district about. So I can't say anything right now about it, but I know I'm excited. I'm excited about tonight, guys. So I really hope that you come to the sales. Sam and I are kicking it off at 5:30, just to kind of, invite everybody in. And my sale with all the figurines, I like these figurines. Look, that's so cute. If you have a clock collection like I do, put him in there. Anyway, come on and get happy. So I just hope, if anything, it really does mean a lot. I want to say this. It means so much to the sellers, even if, I mean, obviously people want to sell stuff, but again, if we're talking about, it is a learning process and it is a way to motivate sellers to keep going. You being at the sale and saying hi and having people there is a huge support to the sellers. So, and everything is not falling in lines for me tonight because I have a meeting at 7 and it just is not a good day for me. But going in and just being there and hanging out and I will say again, like I said again, we use the same processor that Amazon uses. I know a lot of people are like, I'm not putting my credit card. I'm not giving them no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give them my credit card information. If you buy from Amazon, it's the same processor. So don't be nervous about that. You're safe. I promise you're safe. I promise that it's a safe, trusted processor. And yeah, if you are looking for something, again, I said this yesterday. I gotta go. I know. I said this yesterday during my live. Go through people's catalogs and start liking things because the seller will send you an offer. I sold 3 things yesterday during my live because I said, hey, make me an offer. Go through my buy it now, heart something, and I'm just going to send you an offer right now. So look through, stroll through. Make sure that you're going to virtualantiquemarketplace.com and not the district app. Go to virtualantiquemarketplace.com. That way you're going to see all of the Vamp sellers. You're going to be able to go into the search and you're going to be able to type in Holt Howard or Vintage Christmas or Cupie or Fenton or, X, Y, and Z, and it'll pop up. And then you can go in and you can heart those things. The thing that you see that you like, the seller's going to get a notification that you liked their item. And hopefully they have their listing set to accept offers, because if they don't, that's kind of silly. You hear me, sellers? 2 things. If you are a live seller and you don't have your buy it now loaded, that's not good. If you don't have your catalog loaded at least 2 days before your sale, you're also not giving sellers an opportunity, because if you go in go in and tap on your live sale, you can see there's a big long line of people that have popped in to check out your catalog. And if you ain't got nothing in your catalog, they're like, well, hey, I was going to go and put in a pre-bid. So get it loaded. Every time you go live, what I do is when I'm scheduling my sale, I did it this morning. I loaded up my buy it now. I'm not selling anything, but if somebody wants to buy something, I'm going to give them an opportunity to. But load it up when you schedule it. So I just tap. I wish you could just do a select all and a all transfer in. That's hopefully coming in the future. But you just got to hit all those dots, load it all in, or load at least 10 things. You don't have to load everything. I do, but load some stuff in your buy it now. And when you're scheduling your sale, that part's already done. Then once you start adding your items, you don't have to worry about adding in your buy it now. You're just listing the things that you're having for sale. So I'm trying to figure out for Jay and I's duo sale on Tuesday. I don't know what I'm going to be bringing yet. Hopefully I can find some stuff this weekend, because my inventory is getting low. It's getting low, probably because I have 4 sales a week lately. And I got to quit doing that because we're doing 10 items each. So, but it's for charity. So hopefully we're going to come and support the puppies and the kitty cats. Do you remember when Jay did a sale at Christmas time and she had all the little puppies and all their pictures and you could pick a package? And are you doing that, Jay? I'm not going to be doing that, but that was a lot of fun. So if you want to come and support the puppies and the kitties, make sure that you come to that sale on Tuesday. But I hope to see you all tonight. And not this time, but for Christmas again. That was fun. Then you got to see, and then she like open up the package and you got to see what the person bought. That was fun. That was fun. So we hope to see you Tuesday. I hope that you'll be here tonight. And I hope that you will join me tomorrow at noon Eastern from the Antique Mall. I still got Easter stuff. I'm going to try to get out there tomorrow at 11 when she opens to clean up all my Easter stuff that's in my booth, but I just haven't had time to this week. So I'm excited to go out there because there are some new booths out there that have some pretty amazing, and I've like refrained from buying some of the stuff just because I'm like, you're going to come live here. If it's still here, and you know, booth 16 has a booth at the mall. Yeah. Booth 16's at the mall. So we get to shop booth 16's booth together. So I hope that you'll come with me tomorrow, and I'll try hard not to break things like I did last time. So we'll see how that goes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go so I can get my shipping done, but I am going to make an effort to come on and do these little chats. Amy and I are working on something. Amy, can I say what I want to name it and see if what people's reactions are to it? Amy's not sold on it. Amy's not sold on it yet, and it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to happen on YouTube. Okay. It's going to happen on YouTube simply because Amy's an Android user and she doesn't have an iPad. So eventually we'll be able to multicast it onto Vamp, but we're going to do a chat on Monday. I think it's going to start this Monday. And it's just going to be, I think at 2:00 p.m. Eastern. And it's just going to be a chat like this, but it's going to be Amy and I, and we're going to talk about all things vintage and selling and buying and Vamp and, you know, this, that, and the other. And like the whole, it's just going to be a vintage selling, buying, collecting chat. All right. We're going to have some guests on. We don't know if we're going to do it every week. We're getting started. It's going to start on my channel. We're going to do it on Amy's channel too. So make sure that you're subscribed to Enamor Amy's YouTube channel because it's going to be on her channel. But what I want to call it, and I think Amy kind of wants to call it too. Mark thinks that it's silly, but Mark is very serious and I am silly. I know it's going to be very Vintage Rescue Squad-esque, but Vintage Rescue Squad was me and Michael. And that was me and Michael. And I don't want to, that's a special thing for me and my Michael, but me and my Amy. So let me know. This is what I want to call it. And I know it's probably dumb, but I like it. And I want to call it meow. I thought it was even funny just saying it out loud. I want to call it meow meow vintage. Meow meow. Meow meow vintage. Meow meow vintage chat. Is that stupid? Is it a little bit too much like Daniel from Mr. Rogers? See, it's kind of silly. Meow, 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 vintage. And I'm thinking we could have merch. Meow, meow, vintage. Meow, meow. Because that's kind of our thing when we see each other. When Amy pops in to the cell, she says, meow, meow. When I pop in, she'll say, meow, meow. And so I think that when we are going live together, then everybody jumps in and we all say, meow, meow. It's silly and it's stupid. I know that. We know that it's stupid and it's silly. We're not being serious here. I am being serious when I say that, but it's silly. And I thought like the kitschy corner or the kitschy chat, but I'm like, then people are going to say like, it's the bitchy chat. It's the bitchy corner. You know, I agree, John. Silly is fun. Meow, meow, vintage. Possibly. Meow, meow minutes. Meow, meow. I know that it's silly, but you know what? Y'all, everyone, from time to time, you got to be silly. You got to laugh at yourself and you got to have fun. And we're all about having fun. We're having fun, but we're talking about serious things when it comes to our businesses and our livelihoods and our collections. So we will see if that's what it's going to be called. But that's what's on the top of my list right now is that name. And I don't know why it's just resonating in me, but you know, it's just what it is. So, all right, bring the fun back again. We need fun, John. We need fun. Okay, I got to go get I normally have my shipping almost done by now, but luckily for me, I didn't sell a whole lot in my YouTube sale yesterday, so I don't have as much to ship. And the Vamp stuff, I mean, oh, chat is French for cat. I think that sealed the deal, Jilly. Who knew that we were speaking in a different language? So, but luckily for me, the Vamp shipping is so easy that it won't take me very long, you know? Oh, hey, you know, meow, meow. LaDonna and Cheryl. Every time that's in my head. I don't call her Cheryl. She's Cheryl. Noon. They're having a sale at noon. So noon Eastern. So in less than an hour, have a meow meow day. We are going to hang out. I'm going to turn their sale on too while I'm doing my shipping. So let's hang out again over at Cheryl. And I've already put a pre-bid in for something that Cheryl is selling because I like it. She's got some compacts, some gold Hollywood Regency compacts. Go check out her catalog right now. Also go in to the catalog. When you leave here, when we're done, go over to the catalogs for tonight, both on Vintage Jewelry Addicts and on Vamp. Look at the catalogs. Put in, if you like, you can also like it. You don't even put a pre-bid in. You can put a pre-bid in for what it's listed for. Maybe you'll get it for that, you know, or put in your max bid if you can't. But check out the catalogs and see what's going on for tonight. I actually might, if I can get those, I might add in those the alter ego figurines because it'll still fit in the figurine. So I might take a picture of those real quick and put them in there. I'm now cleaning the kitchen countertop. Wasn't even on my list to do for today. Well, hey, Helen, you can come over and clean mine. Helen, I posted a really good reel of Pedro on my Instagram. You should go see it. Pedro is both mine and Helen's boyfriend. Pedro Pascal is. He's more my boyfriend than he is Helen's, but Helen likes to think that he's more her boyfriend than he is mine, but okay. Yeah, go check it out. He's so cute. He's like the perfect man, in my opinion. Okay, I'm going to go so I can get working, but I am, yeah, Freddie's going to tell, Helen, that's not what he tells me either. All right, we'll see you guys tonight. Amy's having an amazing kitschy good sale tonight. I almost put in a bid for that bear, Amy. Amy bought a little flocked cat from when I was live at the antique mall, and she didn't upcycle it, she improved it. So check out Amy's catalog. If you like the kitsch, you know Amy's going to bring the kitsch. But anyway, all right, I'm going to go. I don't want to leave because I just like hanging out with you guys. We could just go live all the time. I'd be happy with that. But I'm going to try to do this more regularly. You have a great day too, John. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. My vlog is a little different today, and I put it up in the morning instead of in the afternoon because of everything that's going on tonight. But I hope that you will know that I'm just trying to marry my two channels. I might still post some content that will strictly be on the Misty Show, but I am going to be doing some more travel things. I've got some things in the works. I've been invited to go to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to get behind the scenes, not during the day, but you know, before. So that's going to be upcoming too. And I haven't decided if I'm going to put that on my main channel or on the Misty Show. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be, no, I won't be driving. I don't think they didn't say that I was going to be able to, but maybe they'll let me at least sit in one. I don't know that I'd fit. Don't you have to climb through the window? I don't think my fat butt will be able to fit through the window. Those doors don't know. Wait, those are Indy 500 cars. So you just climb on top and then inside. I'm not talking NASCAR. This is the Indy cars. Anyway, all right, I'm going to go. Thanks so much, guys, for being here. And thank you so much for all your support for Vamp. We really, really do appreciate it. And Vamp for me is very much a work of heart. And I just know that I am so proud of it. And I am very proud of the potential that we can do. But it is also a form of a lot of stress for me. So just hang in there, and I will do everything that I can to make it everything that we want it to be. All right. Thanks again so much, guys. And Dusty Moose, we're getting ready to leave. Gosh darn it. You just got here. And Dusty Moose, I sent you a Marco Polo and you haven't even responded to it. What is up with that? Well, that's what you get. Now we're leaving because you just showed up. All right. I'm just kidding. All right. Bye, guys. Mwah. And Karen, I sent you a message and you never replied either. I probably sent it to the wrong number. So Karen, you need to you send me one, because who knows who got that one. Okay, all right. I'm going to go, guys. I'm going to go. Bye, guys. Mwah.